everyone, Joe from Action X 3000 here, and it's so great to be back with all of you for another season of Let's Joe Talk. Technically, this isn't the real season premiere. We technically started in January. Things happen. Check out the summer update if you want to know what the hell was going on between January to now. But I'm glad to be back. It's really glad to be back in this this face-to-face, one-to-one conversation that I've been trying to implement for the past 2 years, and it's been a while, to say the least. I'm really excited to be back. There's a lot of things I wanted to talk about between January to now, but I had to push them away. Also, I apologize. My hair's a little wet. I just took a shower. It's summertime here in New York, so gotta take multiple showers, otherwise it's gonna be a sweaty, shiny bowl of mess. I described my life for the past few years. Anyway, welcome to Let Joe Talk. If you aren't aware, this is the show where I just talk about stuff with you directly, face to face. If you want to look at my face, that's fine. If you don't want to look at my face, just lower the scroll bar down. Anyway, enough delay. Let's get into this week's topic. I want to talk about season 2s, which is ironic because this is a season 3 show. I'm in season 3 of this show. So it's kind of ironic I'm going to talk about season 2s. Now, what the hell do I mean when I'm talking about season 2s? Well, right now we're currently in the middle of, not in the middle. We just ended another television season. A lot of great shows happened this year, such as The Rookie, Arrow. It's been a while. I watch a lot of shows, so I really don't know which ones were the good ones this year. A lot of great shows happened this year. And, what that usually means is that once a new show or a returning show comes on the air, it's obviously around the end point of the television season comes the upfront season. And if you don't know what upfronts are when every major television studio around this time brings together the press and talks about what the next broadcast season, which is usually from September to May. I know there are shows that premiere during the summer, but those don't really, it's a little bit weird to describe a summer show. It's usually a dead zone because people are out of, the usual summer shenanigan, but generally the broadcasting company usually focuses on the shows that are going to be premiering from September to May and kind of have a big presentation around that. All the returning shows coming back for new seasons and all the new shows that are coming forward for their first seasons. And it's a very fun time. It's a very fun time of year. A lot of disappointing time of year because a lot of shows get canceled, such as Whiskey Caliber. That got canceled this past season. Not watched the show, so I got no insight with that. I do feel for the fans. I'm sorry if your show gets canceled. I'm sorry if any of your shows got canceled this season. A lot of good shows got canceled this season. And, well, at least for me, a lot of my shows got renewed, so I'm not really much of a disappointment on that front. But generally, trying to bring the conversation back a little bit, I just noticed, and I think it's just because of me, and again, remember, if you aren't aware, Let Joe Talk is a opinionated show. It is a show about my opinion, about stuff I want to talk about, and it's my thoughts. So I think it falls under my category that, if you aren't aware, I watch a shit ton of TV shows. I think I'm up to 45 right now that is currently airing new episodes in some matter of form. These are shows that have not ended yet, but they're still going to be premiering more episodes either soon or in the future or the next television season, as I said before. So I've watched too many shows by this point. So whenever a show does get renewed for season 2, I honestly really don't feel much of a celebration. Now, of course, last year, for example, The Rookie, my opinion, MVP of the whole television season. My favorite show of last year, my favorite rookie show, ironically called The Rookie, of the last television season. I loved it so much, so I was so excited for when season 2 got announced. And that was, honestly, the first time in a long-ass time I got excited for a season 2 renewal. Because, again, this has nothing to do with the quality of the shows I watch or the shows that are on the air. But I find it, frankly, that it's way easier nowadays for shows to get season 2s. Now, again, as I said before, I'm very aware making a TV show is not easy, let alone getting sold by a network, filming the entirety of the first season. I understand that's a lot of hard work, and I'm not taking it away from that. It's just, for me, I just see so many times this show's getting season 2 renewals, and then eventually they don't get the season 3 renewal. It's not to say that I would, I fall into this weird bandwagon of people where, I do watch a lot of TV shows, so keep that in mind. I just find it a little bit grunting, so to speak, that a show gets renewed for season 2 and not come back for season 3. I know there's a lot of, stipulations, like the ratings go down, And usually when the big season 2 renewal happens, it's usually after a phenomenal season 1 beginning, but then as soon as season 1 continues, it starts going down, and then when season 2 premieres, those numbers keep the same, it keeps going down, and that's why season 3 doesn't necessarily happen. I get that. But when you're necessarily telling on the next story, the next chapter of that story, it gets a little bit inconvenient when a show gets season 2 but doesn't get season 3. A recent example is the one show I think that, in my knowledge, got canceled that I watched last season was The Gifted. It was in its second season, and the way it ended season 2, I won't give spoilers away, but it was kind of giving the notion it was about to dab one of the biggest comic books in the X-Men. Well, at least give their own interpretation of that X-Men story. Or if you watch The Gifted, you are well aware of what I'm talking about. And that was honestly going to be a very interesting step on where they could have taken season 3 and they didn't get renewed for season 3. And that did suck. It did suck. In my opinion, The Gifted, for me at least, season 2 was a down step from season 1. Again, I'm taking nothing away. The cast did the best job they could. It's just, at least for me, the story didn't entice me to like. I mean, I watched it. I watched the whole season. I didn't give up on it. It never really hooked me in like the first season did. So that was disappointing. So that's why I'm trying to get. So at least for the serialized show, and even though comedies still have their own story. I mean, How I Met Your Mother, Friends, Last Man Standing, like they're all comedy shows. These are shows I love and respect. Those shows, even though they're comedy based, they still have story. So it does disappoint me when it does bother me when the show gets to that point and then it just stops at a cliffhanger, and it does suck. And I am very well aware there are a lot of shows that end with cliffhangers, and you know what I'm talking about. And so and obviously there's pushes for revivals, such as for Lucifer and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Those got tremendous fan revivals, but those were more deeper into their seasons, so I really can't compare that to here. But it just really does suck when a show gets into the second season and it doesn't get a third season, and they have such big plans for the third season that it really bums me out. That and I mean it's weird. I'm not gonna say like every network should renew like season 2 and 3, so that, because usually, at least this is my knowledge, considering the fact I did watch a lot of shows of superhero of the caliber. Like Age of the Shield, Arrow, Flash. They tend to have like a 3-season like initial arc to them, and then when they get to season 4, it's sort of like a departure because they're sort of doing some new things that they never really anticipate getting this far. That's my opinion on that. So, I mean, it's a little bit weird, like when I talk about it in that context, because like a network can't really be giving out 2-season renewals to every freshman show that performs, because, like I said before, what if a show in the sophomore season doesn't do the ratings and it doesn't get a third season? And then it sucks for the fans who are really anticipating the next story, the next chapter, and it doesn't get it. Which is why I'm pleased that when shows just get the one season and they get canceled, well, it's like, well, it has one season. They had memories, like a show that I watched that only got one season, and I wasn't really entirely bummed that it got canceled, was I think it was Powerless on NBC. I think that was the one where I liked it to an extent, and it told a story somewhat, but I was completely happy and fine it was not going to get a season 2. I mean, it does suck because I mean, at the end of the day, it's just my opinion. I respect TV shows. I will always keep loving TV shows. It's just, for me, season 2s don't really... Like, they matter. I get that, but of course, when the video titles like new season 2s matter. I guess what I mean in that context, it doesn't matter in the overall scheme of the larger story. Does getting a season 2 really mean like does it really mean getting that notion of like, yeah, we get another year, but then they were setting up for season 3 and we don't get that season 3. I think that's why I get really bummed out when. Well, not lately, because I just watch way too many TV shows, and I just get really bummed out when shows are trying to tell a story after the first season. They have the notion like, we're going to get a third season, and they don't get the third season, and it really does suck. And Like Young Justice. I was trying to remember the example. Like Young Justice, when season 2 ended, I'm like, holy shit, I want to see season 3, and we didn't get season 3 until another 7 years. 7 years? Yeah, 7 years later. No, 6 years later, I think. I forgot. Either way, Young Justice is back. That's the point I'm trying to make here. I honestly believe, and kind of to wrap this up, I want to make this a little bit more shorter, bite-sized, so you guys can get the drift of it. I respect shows. I respect when renewals happen. I love it when, like, I got Rookie Season 2. So excited for that to happen. But I guess if you're trying to keep the fans hopeful, and again, television is a very difficult form of entertainment to navigate in, because you have no idea if you're going to come back for more. And it's all about the ratings. It's all about the fans at the end of the day to keep a show going. And I would be extremely bummed out if this time next year Rookie does not get a 3rd season. And I will be really bummed out and expect a very strong word message from me, ABC. I just won't feel that excitement for a show in terms of like the renewal show until after the 3rd season. I think until after it gets the 3rd season renewal. After that, I think everyone will be fine there. Because at the end of the day, shows are meant to entertain people, and regardless if that is for a year or 3 years or 5 years or freaking 12 years like Big Bang Theory or 15 years like Supernatural is going to do, I just feel personally that I just don't think season 2s are that special anymore, but I do understand they're special, so it's a little bit of a weird thing for me to say. I'm just saying that season 2s, they matter, but I just really hope they just keep telling more stories. Because if you get that season 2 renewal, I think you're in that category of like, you're beginning to be able to tell your own stories. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Please like the video if you like it. Please share it, favorite it. Don't do anything sexually explicit with this video. And I will see you guys, hopefully, barring any incidents, next week. Peace.